Hey, we are live.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Tell me about the warmer weather in Texas.
Yes, we finally have. I'm looking outside and it's beautiful. I'm just like, please stay this way after a blizzard. I appreciate these sunny days and 70 degrees. That
Yeah,
is amazing for me.
yes, I know. It's been kind of rainy here, I realize. In Baltimore, it's nothing in comparison, but the sun has been out for the past couple days and it's been just uplifts the mood.
It really does. Yeah,
It makes a difference.
looking forward. So we are just going to give a couple more seconds and then we'll get started.
Sounds good.
Yes,
Sounds good.
very excited.
Yeah,
All right.
it's ticking up. Ticking up.
I know, it's nice when you can see everyone. All right, we'll get started. Hi, everyone. My name is Jen Rivera, and I am ASA's Membership Engagement Manager. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Leanne Clark-Shirley, ASA VP of Thought Leadership. ASA's On Aging 2021 is coming up April 6th through the 15th, and today we wanted to share with you more about what you can expect at the conference. Leanne, can you start by telling a little bit about the history of the conference and why this year is different?
Yeah, it is. It is coming up, and we are very excited. So ASA, it's been around for a long time, and ASA has been putting on an annual event for well over 50 years now. And over time, these have grown to be one of the largest multidisciplinary aging conferences in the country. And we're really excited about what's shaping up this year. Each year, if you've attended meetings in the past, you know this, conferences have covered a wide range of topics and themes, from rethinking aging to innovations in aging and covering age-friendly movements, for example. And this year, our theme is for all programs as well as the conference is equity. So we've planned a full conference agenda of plenaries, workshops, summits, posters, all that talk about and share best practices for pushing for a more equitable, diverse, and inclusive society for all ages, and especially in aging services. So we're excited about that program. And, you know, before the pandemic, as an ASA conference attendee myself, it was amazing to come in person and not only take advantage of the learning and educational opportunities, watch the movies, but it was so nice to run into familiar colleagues that you've been running into for the past 10 years, meet new people in the elevator, and go out and enjoy the city together, listen to music together, and even create new working partnerships and collaborations. I remember at my first meeting in 2002, I scored an amazing internship with Karen Brown Wilson in Portland, Oregon, by meeting her at one of the parties at the conference. So that was almost 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So obviously we can't do that in person this year, but we're going to really try to replicate as many of these opportunities as possible in the virtual environment.
Yes, I love that. I have not attended ASA's conference. This is my first year, so I'm excited, but I do completely love the opportunity to connect with people at conferences. That's one of the best parts. So, with the global pandemic, we've had to move our conference online, which has changed the structure of the event.
Yeah, that's right. So usually the conference is 3, 4, 5 days of intensive, attendance all day long. This year, our conference is going to span 2 weeks. And we made that decision for a couple of reasons. We wanted to maximize the number of sessions that we accepted. We wanted to minimize Zoom fatigue, which we know is very real. And we wanted to be responsive to what we heard our members ask us for, which was having fewer sessions each day, but across a larger number of days. So what you're going to see is a lot of 60-minute sessions, a couple 90-minute sessions as well. We're going to be recording a lot of these sessions, so you can pick some to attend live and you can pick some to watch on demand during these 2 weeks or after. We certainly know and don't expect that everyone can spend all day, every day for a full 2 weeks at the conference. This might look a little different than other virtual events you've attended, but it was really important to us to design something that would fit into the work-life balance of our members.
Yes. So every morning kicks off with a keynote session. We have a wide variety of keynotes spanning topics from equity to policy, health and wellness to vaccine distribution. Let's talk about
Yeah.
some of the sessions that are going to be at On Aging. Can you tell us about a few of the workshops and summits that you're really looking forward to?
Yes. I can't pick a favorite because everything is going to be really informative and really engaging. We're kicking off the conference with a diversity summit. This is going to be an opportunity for everyone who's attending and registered for the conference to come together. There's nothing else competing at this time. We're going to have ASA leaders and leaders in the field of aging reflect on diversity, equity, inclusion within the organization and within the field of aging. We're going to have a national DEI author, Judith Katz, talk, and then we're going to do some interactive breakout sessions to hear from all of the people attending the conference on what they think ASA needs to do as an organization towards DEI and where the field of aging needs to go. So that's going to be a very good way to start off the conference. In addition to that, we're having a whole summit around access to justice. Our managed care summit is going to dive into health disparities and how the healthcare system can and should be responding. West Health is holding a summit to talk about healthcare costs, and we're putting together a student summit as well to bring students together with national leaders, talk about different career paths, and network with each other. There's a ton of plenaries, like you said, and you can read about those on our website. But there's a huge number of workshops, I think over 175 workshops, and equity is baked in throughout almost all of these. There's 2 full days dedicated to content for each that's been curated by our constituent groups. There's a whole track on ageism, how we talk about older people, how ageism shows up in our work, and what we can do about it. There's health and well-being, economic security tracks. In that economic security, we'll talk about things like how older adults themselves and organizations serving them can improve their economic standing. We'll talk about innovations. There's a social justice track. There are sessions indicated. We'll let you know which sessions relate to COVID-19 and which don't, so you can choose your own adventure there. There's just so much.
Yes, there's so much going on at every conference ASA puts on. So what else can we expect at this year's On Aging conference?
Yeah. So I talked about the sessions. We also have a number of poster sessions and an exhibit hall that you can go to, all day, every day. We're going to have a movie night. We're going to have some neat networking events where you can interact with others attending the conference. We're going to have a fundraiser for people working in San Diego who are missing out on economic opportunity because conferences aren't in person. We're going to do workout sessions in between workshops. We're going to have a cooking class to help you get out of your chair and move around a little bit. It's really too bad we can't be together, but I really think we're going to have fun, and we're doing our best, like I said, to replicate all of these interactive activities in a virtual environment.
Yeah, that it's really going to be amazing. With so much, how can you keep up?
Yeah, it is a lot. But remember, you don't have to attend every day, all day. The conference was intentionally designed so that you can pick and choose which sessions you're most interested in attending live, who you want to ask questions to live, and what you want to catch up on after the fact. As an attendee, I would probably pick a couple days. First, I block my work calendar for all of the plenaries each day. And I'd pick, a summit or two that really appealed to my work, and I'd block my work calendar off. Then I'd go through and pick out a couple workshops, maybe one every day that appealed to me. And then I'd make a list of stuff to make sure I went back and watched afterwards. But that might not work for your schedule. You might want to pick a couple days and treat those days as a more traditional conference experience and really attend the conference in its entirety, start to finish, for 2 or 3 days. There's lots of ways to attend and make it work for you and your schedule and your life.
Yeah, I love that there's a ton of flexibility. And like you said, you can make it work for you. And so if you have a meeting, you can alter your schedule that way, which helps so much flexibility. So we do have a question from Sue. She said, how about some fun for surviving this far? And I think you mentioned a little bit about the cooking session and the workout. Can you maybe talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we have a couple partners that we're working with that will help us hopefully do just that, Sue. Help us get out of our chair, do some stretching. There's one partner that we're working with that will help us cook a meal from start to finish in between sessions on one day. But we're also going to have some agenda-free, networking events where people, maybe you have colleagues that you run into at ASA every year. We're going to have dedicated time for people just to come into a Zoom room together, have a snack, have a cocktail, have a sparkling water, whatever, and just catch up. You can jump off into a breakout session if you want and have one-on-one or small group conversations. Just catch up with everyone. So I do think there will be some well-deserved time to just connect with each other and take, figure out what everybody's been up to over this really rough year.
Yes, it will look different, but there will still be that impact of being able to network and build relationships there. So
Yeah.
definitely excited about that. I don't think we have any more questions. We have Mary Jo, who just said she's very excited to be attending. She's attended 15 conferences over the years. So
Wow.
that is awesome.
Yeah, we'll be excited to hear what you think, Mary Jo, about the virtual.
I do have one last question. What would you say to those who are maybe on the fence? I know you mentioned, Zoom fatigue and, just seeing the virtual conference maybe a little different. They're used to having the face-to-face. What would you say to them?
If they're on the fence, I'd say if it's at all financially feasible, register. If your work involves older adults working with families at all, even if you're in industry and you're serving older clients, marketing to older market segments, you're gonna find a lot that's of value, that's of value to you in the work that you're doing. So I would say go for it. And especially if you're someone, social worker, for example, who needs CEUs, we're going to have a ton of CEUs offered as part of the conference. So if you can carve out a couple days for that, I think that's definitely worth it. So yeah, we hope to see you there, and we know it's been a trying year for everyone, and we're trying to make this as accessible, engaging, fun as we can.
Yes, definitely. I will say, my first virtual conference was the Generations Forum, the Tackling the Digital Divide. And if you're worried about, just the energy from the virtual meetings, there was so much conversations happening. I mean, it felt like we were face to face just from the real time conversation. So I know this year's conference, this being a conference, is just going to be even more explosive. And you definitely don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
So for more information about everything that is happening at On Aging, head to onaging.org. On Aging 2021 is April 6th through the 15th. Registration is open now, and we really cannot wait to see you there.
Yeah,
Thank you so much
definitely.
for joining.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, everyone.
Yes, of course.